What's going on? Mitchell Renz, Tom Downey. You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports. Today's show, Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, and Tom's going to take you through it, and he's going to give you his thoughts and opinions on it. The number one pick for the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, this one should not be a surprise. If you're not mocking Joe Burrow, you're either exploring a fun potential outcome or you're just a crazy person. Burrow's going to be the pick at number one overall. I don't know why he wouldn't be unless he really tries to force his way out or something along those lines. He's going to be the pick here for the Bengals. It makes way too much sense. He fits exactly what that franchise needs right now. It's been a while since we had, of course, a player trying to demand out of his current spot in the first round.
And it's been a while since I've asked you a question. So will Joe Burrow play for the Bengals? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Throw it in the comments section. Will Joe Burrow play for the Bengals? I'm going to type my Y for yes. Tom?
I think yes, he will be a member of the Cincinnati Bengals come week 1 of the 2020 NFL season.
All right, next pick rolling in here from the Washington Redskins, Chase Young.
No surprise here either. He's arguably the best player in the NFL draft. The Redskins just take him and move on, I think, pretty quickly.
All right, maybe here's the first shocker. Tua to the Detroit Lions at number 3.
Yeah, it's interesting. I know there have been trade rumors around Matt Stafford. Kiper kind of mentioned that one. Now, Kiper bases a lot of his mocks on what he's heard, and he acknowledges sometimes he gets lied to. That's the nature of the NFL draft. He also kind of did the old cop-out route here and mentioned the possibility of a trade-up and says, I'm not going to project trades. So what I think he's doing, he's like, I think Tua's going to be the number 3 overall pick. Maybe it's to Detroit. I think it's probably not. I think a team could move up for him. I think that makes a lot of sense for, say, Miami, Detroit in particular. But he goes number 3 overall. I don't think Detroit, though, is the team that ends up drafting him.
Okay, so we want you guys to take a guess. Who will draft Tua? Now, I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you might get hit with an ad break. While that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down, and I want you to reply to the pinned comment. Who will draft Tua? Number 4 pick here for the New York Giants, Jeffrey Okudah, cornerback out of Ohio State.
Top corner this year, one of the top defensive players. Not necessarily the biggest need for New York, but I think that makes a lot of sense. You could also maybe go a different route here, a potential offensive lineman or even linebacker Isaiah Simmons.
So with Tua off the board, that means the Miami Dolphins are also going to be looking at a quarterback. Mel Kiper has them going with Justin Herbert.
If Tua's off the board, or if Tua flunks his medical at the Combine early next week, Herbert does make some sense. Now, Kiper said that he has the highest ceiling of any of the quarterbacks in this year's class.
Wow.
I don't think that's the case. Herbert has the tools that you want, and if he picks up his processing a little bit quicker, you can make an argument, I guess. Frankly, I would go with Tua or even Jordan Love at that point. But there certainly is upside for Justin Herbert. With Tua off the board, I don't mind this pick for Miami, but I think Tua makes more sense for him.
With the number 6 pick, the first offensive lineman's going off the board from Alabama, Jedrick Wills Jr.
Slots in day one as a starter at the right tackle spot. If they don't go quarterback, I think Wills is the most sensible pick for now for LA.
Carolina Panthers, they're next up with the 7th pick, Derrick Brown, defensive tackle out of Auburn.
Just pick a defensive player for Carolina right now. They've got needs at all 3 levels of defense because they have so many free agents. Brown's one of the better defensive players. I don't have much to argue about here.
Arizona Cardinals, they're also going to build their offensive line around Kyler Murray. They're going to go Tristan Wirfs.
He fits really well for that scheme, I think, as a right tackle, which is what he played at Iowa. The Cardinals did just extend DJ Humphries. Now that takes care of their left tackle need. I don't know if Arizona's going to go offensive line in round 1, but I do think it makes at least some sense, unlike, frankly, some of the other picks that we'll get to later on.
Something that also makes sense, go and get yourself some team gear, especially with these kind of deals we're hitting you with. Go to chatsports.com/NFL sale. We got sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, so much more. And if you need a jersey, watch this. Bang! NFL gear up to 50% off. Chatsports.com/NFL sale. What are you laughing at?
Because you're being weird today so far. By the way, that link is in the comments and in the description, so all you guys have to do is click and go shop. Make it easier for you guys today.
Chatsports.com/NFL sale. Let's go to one of my favorite players, Isaiah Simmons, last until number 9, linebacker out of Clemson.
If Simmons is on the board around number 9, I think that there were no trades in this mock draft. I think a team like Oakland's going to be calling, trying to move up at that point. They did it every time. Las Vegas Raiders. God, I'm an idiot. One of these days, I'll get it right, I swear. Thank you for calling me
I literally think on every mock draft we've
literally
done.
everyone.
It's amazing.
I'm a joke. I'm sorry, guys. But he's a freak athlete. Back to Simmons, the player. He can play linebacker, can play safety. I'm going to play him at linebacker, but I'm going to move him around a little bit and let him, be what Isaiah Simmons was at Clemson. He'd be a great pick for the Jags at number 9.
An absolute Swiss Army knife in Isaiah Simmons. Let's go to pick number 10.
Mekhi Becton, the offensive tackle out of Louisville. Cleveland needs help. Becton, some people have him as tackle 1. I don't. He's so big and moves so well. Last time I've seen that size move pretty well, and I want to shout out Brian Broaddus, formerly of the Cowboys, for throwing out this comp. Flozell Adams. That's your comp for Mekhi Becton there. He goes number 10 to the Cleveland Browns. CeeDee Lamb goes number 11 to the Jets. I wonder if he could actually go they could go offensive line. Maybe you flip Wirfs and Lamb here in terms of Kiper's mock. But if they lose Robbie Anderson, receiver's a massive need for the Jets. Unless you fall in love with CHAISSON, you got to help out Sam Darnold. I think that makes a lot of sense for New York, as he's actually the first receiver off the board. I want to make one note here, by the way. NFL Combine's coming up. Do not freak out if CeeDee Lamb runs like a 4.55 at the Combine. His game is not blazing fast speed. He's still a great prospect, even if he doesn't run that quickly.
With the 12th pick, the Las Vegas Raiders are going to go with a wide receiver, Jerry Jeudy, out of Alabama. Now, I know a lot of Raider fans kind of get upset when you mock Jerry, or when Kiper does, because Mitch, he's from Alabama. It didn't work last time with Amari Cooper.
That's a bad way to go about it, by the way,
Thank
folks.
you. Tell me why you like Jerry Jeudy, especially to the Raiders.
Elite route runner. He gets open with ease. The NFL is really loving these guys who are able to separate and consistently. Jeudy fits that mold. I wouldn't be surprised if post-combine, if Jeudy runs as well as I think he is going to, if maybe see a little bit more of the flipping there in terms of Jeudy going before Lamb, but they're 1A, 1B. They're both fantastic receivers.
Who likes free? I know I do. And if you want free NFL draft coverage, then subscribe right now to Chat Sports. The link is below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. We'll put it in the description. We'll put it in the live chat. We were the most watched NFL draft coverage on the internet last year. Seriously, we were. And Tom Downey, he is the best in the biz. We will be live for, oh my Lord, what? It's like 20 hours. Pro tip, we also get the picks before you see them on television. The internet's a little bit quicker, so if you want some free NFL draft coverage, make sure you subscribe, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Did I get it?
Yeah, and oh, by the way, unlike ESPN, we don't hide our mock drafts behind paywalls. They're all free for you guys.
Free. So free's for you. Subscribe. Click that big red button. Let's go to pick number 13, Javon Kinlaw from South Carolina.
If they don't go quarterback, Kinlaw is a perfect fit for what the Colts like in their defensive linemen. I think this makes a lot of sense.
Pick number 14, K'Lavon Chaisson.
I like him if you can only keep one of Shaq Barrett and JPP. Chaisson makes a lot of sense for the Bucs. I think he fits really well in a 3-4 scheme. I think he's going to have one of the better combines in terms of just upper echelon production and the athletic drills among editors this year. I think 14, 15, 16, 17, that inside the top 20 range, perfect fit for him.
The Denver Broncos at pick number 15. They're going to go offensive tackle out of Houston, Josh Jones.
I don't think I've mocked a tackle to Denver before, but it does make sense if you want to move on from Garrett Bowles. Josh Jones can slot in, maybe not necessarily day one, but early on in his career. I think Jones would be a good pick for Denver if that's the route that they want to go. Seeing
a lot of A.J. Epenesa in the comments. Well, he's off the board here at number 16 to the Atlanta Falcons.
Epenesa fits what Atlanta could use. They took Tack McKinney a couple years ago. He's more of your bendy edge rusher. Epenesa more of an edge setter. Is going to be better against the run. Can kick inside on base down or on passing downs as well. I like the fit a lot for Epenesa at number 16.
With the 17th pick of Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, the Dallas Cowboys are going to go with Xavier McKinney, safety out of Alabama.
I'm not surprised to see McKinney go off the board here before Grant Delpit in Kiper's mock draft. Kiper, especially these days, gets a lot of his picks in his order from what he's hearing from around the NFL. And I think the NFL is going to be higher on McKinney than Grant Delpit because tackling matters, and Delpit's not a great tackler. McKinney's super reliable, and he is a pretty solid playmaker as well. It certainly fills a need for the Cowboys. They've been looking for an actual good safety in the early rounds for quite a while now. McKinney fits that mold. I think he pairs better with Xavier Woods than maybe Grant Delpit does because I think McKinney has done this at Alabama, can play a little bit more in the box, a little bit more often there. I was surprised at some of the players that were passed over in favor of McKinney, some cornerbacks like C.J. Henderson, Christian Fulton. I don't hate the pick of McKinney at number 17. The way I think the board's going to fall, of course, there's still plenty of time for things to change, but if the draft was next week, I'd prefer going a different defensive position. Like Henry Ruggs was on the board. I'd probably do that at 17 instead, and then I'll get my safety in round 2. I don't hate it, but I think that this is kind of I got to get McKinney in here somewhere. I'm going to slot him into the Cowboys type deal.
So how about this, Tom? I want you to grade your pick here, okay? So Xavier McKinney to the Cowboys, A, B, C, D, or F. Tom, what are you grading it?
I'd give it more in the C+, B- range. It's not a home run pick. It's not bad. It's safe. That's what it is. It is a safe pick. I don't think McKinney's going to have much of a bust potential. There, of course, is some level. But I'm not convinced he's going to be some all-pro, all-caliber Jamal Adams type safety. He'll help you out. He's not going to be a bad player. You're not going to be disappointed by it, I don't think. But I think you might be like, geez, we could have got so-and-so later on, which, of course, is always a dangerous game to play.
Pick number 18, Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle from Georgia. Tell me why you love it.
He can start almost day one at left tackle. Miami has a huge need there. I think Thomas might go top 15. It's good value.
Pick number 19, the Las Vegas Raiders. Second pick of the first round is Kenneth Murray, linebacker out of Oklahoma. Let me just say this. If Henry Ruggs is on the board for the Raiders at 19, I don't care if they go wide receiver at 12. Give me them both.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of like the Xavier McKinney pick here for Las Vegas. It's not a bad pick, but I wonder if you could do it just a little bit better.
Pick number 20, C.J. Henderson, cornerback out of Florida. Florida cornerbacks make me nervous, Tom.
Yeah, what did we just say? We literally just went over this with Jerry Jeudy and Amari Cooper.
Just saying.
Don't scout the helmet, scout the player. And Henderson, I like. There are some concerns mostly in his tackling, but he's shown playmaking skills before. I think he'd be a great pick for the Jags at 20 to help replace Jalen Ramsey.
At pick 21 to the Philadelphia Eagles, T. Higgins. Interesting over Henry Ruggs.
Yeah, let's just dive into 22 here. Because what are you doing, Mel? I know you're the godfather, but if I were a Philly fan and this actually happened, I would be livid. And I like T. Higgins more than I think some out there do because people freak out about the separation ability, but he's going to go up and win jump balls for you. It'll be fine. But if Henry Ruggs is on the board, you take Henry Ruggs. Buffalo with a complete steal here at 22. I'd be kind of surprised if Ruggs made it out of the top 21 picks because of the needs at receiver there. You have legitimate speed in Henry Ruggs, and he's not just fast, by the way. He can do a variety of things for you. Ruggs is the clear pick here over T. Higgins. There's really not much of a debate for me. Now, if T. Higgins blows me out of the water and runs a low 4.4 40, which I don't think he's going to do, I think 4.5 is probably a better over-under for him. Maybe I'll reconsider, but Ruggs gets open, and he's got blazing speed. He's got solid hands as well. I'm taking Ruggs every single time.
We want you guys to pick a wide receiver. Type H for T. Higgins or type R for Henry Ruggs. Okay, let's go now to the New England Patriots. Jacob, I almost was like, wait, what?
I don't like this pick. I know that Eason is the type of guy that NFL teams are going to talk themselves into, and the Patriots' long-term outlook at quarterback is very unclear. It's very murky right now. And I know Kiper cited NFL buzz, so I get the rationality there. I don't know how you look at Jacob Eason and go, yeah, this guy is worthy of a first-round pick right now. He hasn't played very much in college. He's still super slow as a processor. You take him. He's not playing in year one. This is not the developmental route I would go for the Patriots at 23. I don't want to spend a first-round pick on Eason.
At pick number 24, the Saints, they're going to go with Igbenogany.
Noah Igbenogany, the cornerback out of Auburn. I'm actually a little surprised to see Kiper put him in round 1. The buzz has kind of picked up around him a little bit, and I think there's some uncertainty in how the cornerback class will shake out after the first pick, which is going to be Jeffrey Okudah. So I'm a bit surprised by it, but it does fill a need for the Saints with Eli Apple, a free agent. I think P.J. Williams a free agent. I don't think you're going to have George Jenkins back at his current cap hit.
Now I got a question for everyone tuning in. Favorite round one sleeper prospect? So throw it in the comments section. Watching this live on YouTube, Facebook, I want you to let us know who is your favorite round one sleeper prospect. Tom, go.
We're going to get to a guy here in just a second, so I won't spoil it, but it's the very next pick that we're going to talk about.
Okay, go.
Antoine Winfield, the safety out of Minnesota. Now, I have been under the impression that maybe this is going to be my Juan Thornhill this year, the safety that I desperately love. Not sure he's going to be there for the Cowboys in round 2. He is there, then the Cowboys break my heart by passing on him. But if he goes in round 1, Winfield becomes my Darnell Savage, dude that I loved. Didn't think he was going to be worthy of going in round 1, but I loved him, and the NFL was going to view him that way. I kind of wonder if Kiper's kind of playing the Antoine Winfield Sr., played for the Vikings, and now Junior can go play for him. He was a playmaker, though, at Minnesota. I know he's undersized. He got the medical concerns. I love Winfield. I think in the end, he very well might crack my top 32 of my big board.
Okay.
So this is different, but I don't mind it.
The first running back off the board, going to the Miami Dolphins, DeAndre Swift.
I think Kiper's trying to find room for a back, which makes sense. I think there's a good chance one sneaks into round 1. Miami's got nothing at that position. Swift comes in, instant, massive upgrade, but you've got so many other needs. I would maybe prefer Miami go a different direction, but I love the talent that he brings, so I can't eat it from that perspective.
So will DeAndre Swift run a slower or faster 40-yard dash time? So you see the time up there, 4.47. Tom, type S or type F?
Just some added insight here. This is about the 80th percentile, that over-under. So you're talking about top-end speed. I think it'll be a little bit faster, but it's not going to be by that much. It might be maybe
S or F?
F. It's going to be faster. Maybe it's more of a 4.45, but I think I'm going to go faster on this one,
so
but
Tom,
not by much.
So I do believe that Tom is the best in the biz when it comes to NFL draft coverage. And if you want to go bet on some NFL draft prop bets, you can do it at BetDSI. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code NFL120. It's going to get you a 120% deposit bonus. Another one that Tom said go bet on, Jonathan Taylor running better than a 4.51 40-yard dash.
They always get one wrong. That's the one. It's going to be more. It might be closer to a 4.31, quite frankly.
So go for it, chatsports.com/bet. Let's now go to the team I think is the hardest to draft for. Justin
Matabuke, the defensive tackle out of A&M. I like Kiper's mindset here. Seattle, I hate mock drafting for him because I'm never right. There is going to be, I think, another defensive tackle that sneaks into the back end of round 1. He kind of pegged Matabuke as the combine impressor. I would watch out for Neville Gallimore out of Oklahoma, Jordan Elliott out of Missouri, and Ross Blacklock from TCU as well. But with so many free agents defensive tackle, it does fill a need for Seattle.
We know the Baltimore Ravens love their linebackers, and they're taking Patrick Queen here out of LSU.
I think it's a good fit. We know how much they like the SEC players, at least they did under Ozzie Newsome. I think it fills a need. It's about the right range for Queen, so not much to complain about this time.
Let's go now to the Tennessee Titans. Going to go with Yetur Gross-Matos out of Penn State.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be there at 29. There's some off-the-field stuff you have to sort through right now involving a lawsuit, which I'm not entirely convinced is all that accurate, but you have to sort through it. We'll walk up to life in the NFL. If he falls to 29, Tennessee sprints to the podium. I love that fit for him.
At 30, this is a shocker. Justin Jefferson. I love him, but at pick 30.
I don't hate it.
That's early to me.
I don't think it's, I mean, in terms of early, I think maybe by like 5 picks, 10 picks max. At that point, just do it if you're Green Bay, if that's the guy that you really want.
At pick number 31, the San Francisco 49ers. Grant Delpit. This is good value.
It's really good value. There are tackle concerns like we mentioned earlier on in the video, but if you're San Francisco, if Delpit's on the board, that's one I'd probably keep instead of trading the pick away instead.
And rounding out Mel Kiper's first round, Cesar Ruiz, offensive lineman from Michigan.
Maybe you play him at guard if you're Kansas City, but you could also play him at center. It fills a need. I don't necessarily love Ruiz going in round 1. I think it's a little bit early, but we saw San Francisco push the interior of the pocket for Kansas City. So in terms of filling the need, I like it for the Chiefs.
Now, Tom, here are some notable prospects that Kiper left out. What do you think? Who's the most glaring one on here?
It's Christian Fulton. I'm trying to figure this out, and McShay did it. One of the NFL.com guys did it as well. Didn't have Fulton in round 1 or barely had them in round 1. I don't understand that. He was really good for LSU. I thought the second best defensive back behind Derrick Stingley there. That's confusing for me. Maybe I can figure stuff out at the combine this weekend. Jordan Love over Jacob Eason every time for me. Laviska Shenault has medical issues. I think that's why he maybe fell in this mock draft. And I just don't think Kiper likes the TCU guys. Although I think Gladney of the two there has the best chance to go in round 1.